I want to explore the systems thinking a little bit because you mentioned the transition. I mean, a lot of our listeners are already probably familiar with the transition going on from where we were a hardware company to now we're a hardware software company hybrid, and maybe software taking the lead. But this next transition to being a data company, I've seen this now in several medical device companies where they're saying we've got to get into the data space. We've got to own our patient data so that we can not monetize it per se, but we can use that to help deliver better outcomes for our patients. Can you just talk about that transition and what that's going to take from a leadership like yours?
Yeah, well, this is a great question. It typically starts out with a company waking up and say, "Oh, we need connectivity because we need to capture data." And by the way, it's not just patient data, right? It's also device data and maybe environmental data. And so they do that because technology makes it very easy to do these days, right? To collect data, you store it somewhere. I mean, Horst has digital health in his name. He knows exactly how to do that. Now, I just talked to a friend the other day. She worked at a robotics company, and she said, my company, we capture a lot of data, but we don't do anything with it. So you have this massive amount of data, and nobody builds a strategy around how to use it, how to feed it back into your loop so that you can improve anything, really, for the patient or for the company, for the device. So this is a common picture I see.
What do you think that is? That you collect a lot of data, but it doesn't get utilized. Is it because no one really understands what role it should play in terms of future product definition, or is it just people are overloaded with just get what they have on their plate done, and the existence of an additional amount of data they can't mine is difficult?
Yeah, it adds another layer of complexity.
Mm-hmm.
So we start out with hardware and people understand it, and now we got to the point and say, okay, we accept their software as well. And then you add data, and with data you add another level of complexity. You add the whole data engineering and data science, and then we talk about AI ML, which is very often a buzzword.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody wants to have it in their strategy, but what are we going to do with it? How do we look at the data to really make meaningful outcomes for our patients? And there's some good examples of how we can do that. But right now, I think we are at the infancy of what's possible on a way which, the way I see it, is data helps us to be more personalized in our care, to look at the big data, to understand disease progressions better in order to be more personalized at the end. But this is a long journey, and there's a lot of complexities, and we right now do not invest enough into this field as an industry as a whole. But I think we will see that change very quickly, because this is also a field where small companies, startup can come in easily with smart ideas and make a difference.
Well, I think that's very well put. I think today you can't open up a news aggregator app